And welcome to my channel, Siri Comedy. This morning we are going to be discussing something very little and very important. The most common thing that makes that marriage not to work. Presently, I'm a married woman. I have a son, and presently I'm pregnant with one of my beautiful baby that I don't know the gender yet. I can say the only thing that happens to be a problem, not really a problem in my family, presently is money. Now let's set money aside. What is that thing? Like that thing that can really makes the marriage not to work. A lot of people overlook it and think it is meaningless, it doesn't worth it and all that. But I can tell you that one thing. Do you want to know it? Please make sure you subscribe to this channel, Siri Comedy, and turn on your notifications. So anytime I drop video, you will know as soon as possible. Now, the thing that causes this problem in marriage, it is what I call misunderstanding. Misunderstanding. Do you know that a lot of times things happen that even if you yourself, you'll be like, how come both you and your husband are dragging the same thing, but just because you couldn't take your time to calm down, your husband too, any time to calm down. Misunderstanding happen to cause a lot of things in marriage that even if you are not careful, it can lead to divorce. Misunderstanding is a very wide topic that I won't be able to finish on this video. Maybe on my next video, I will still continue from it. Now, you see, when it comes to misunderstanding, a lot of things happened. A lot. Starting from our thoughts. Maybe you see something. Instead of you to ask, no. You start thinking in your memory. You start thinking, what happened? How could this happen? How can my husband do this? How can my wife do this? You start misunderstanding within yourself. And you start waking up some negative thoughts, some negative attitude that can affect your marriage. Misunderstanding. So many things can happen that it is easy for you to call your partner and ask, babe, what's this? What happened to this? But instead of that, you start thinking things that are not thinkable. You start be thinking, what happened? How can my baby do this? You will not even ask your husband. You go to the third party and be saying, my husband did this to me. And you didn't ask. It's a misunderstanding. How will you feel when your husband gets home? How will you feel when your husband gets home with that his bag that take to office normally? And that, should I use fortunately or unfortunately, you happen to make a used pants inside. I mean a used pants inside. What will happen? First, as a wise woman, the thing you need to do is that call your husband and ask your husband, babe, how come you have this in your bag? But because, so many of us watch too much of Yoruba film. And sometimes, this film has started affecting our thinking. Probably maybe what we hear, things that happen around us and all that. But you will not ask. You start misunderstanding. And from there, what happened? Problem arise. Maybe you cook before, you don't do that anymore. And normally when your husband is going to work, you hug and kiss. That one is not happening again. You don't even have time for your husband, thinking he's cheating on you. But let me now tell you a scenario that can happen, that can make you find a pants in your husband's bag. Let's assume your husband is a marketer that goes out, to look for new customers, and happen to go to a boutique where they say bend down select clothes to go and look for a customer. While talking and all that, he dropped his bag. And the customer has a little child, playing around. They sell pants, they sell bra, they sell all this used, all this bend down select clothes. And the baby took the pants. You know how baby plays now? They can play rough play that even you yourself, you don't even understand. and they took these pants. The baby took the pants. I was like, how is this? Just open the bag and put it inside. And your husband did not know anything. That innocent man just took his bag back to the office, straight to home. But just because you couldn't take your time to ask the necessary question, harsh question, marriage is about communication. When you communicate with your partner, you are not going to have a problem. But this really happens to lady most. When it comes to this, men's fault is little. Though we have some men that behave like women, actually. But this really happens to women most. When something happened in your marriage, try as much as possible to ask questions. They will not kill you. And the innocent man took the bag. The innocent wife took the bag from the husband as a caring wife. Open it probably maybe to take one or two things from inside and found the pants inside. So many things will be running in the brain. I was like, what's this? Why are you having this? How could you have pants in your bag? You explain to me. Ask. Number one, even if the husband try as much as possible to explain, you will not believe. But I can tell you there are some scenarios that happen that even the husband will find it difficult to explain with evidence. Find it difficult to explain with evidence. So please, misunderstanding is one of the problems we have in marriage. If I should say I should be setting an example, this video will be too long and I don't want it to be more than just 5 minutes. So when it comes to misunderstanding, it goes a long way. When I mean a long way. And when there is a misunderstanding in marriage, there is a problem. It is not until probably maybe you tell me something and that is when I misunderstand. No. Things that just happen normally that maybe I'm supposed to ask you, but I won't. I'll start be thinking. Like my husband normally says something. He says, stop thinking for me. I don't know if you get my point. He will say, stop thinking for me. Why will you think for me? Are you me? Truly, we are married. 1 + 1 is equal to what? But stop thinking for me. No matter how difficult it is, you can't still think for me. I'll be the one to think for myself. So likewise, you as a partner, a wife, or a husband, when something happens or you discover that something is not right, take your time to ask your partner, what's going on? What is this? You ask. You ask question. That is when you can receive an answer. Then when you receive the answer, you will think, okay, is it right or no? If there is an evidence for you to back it up, you will know. But you don't ask a question, how do you expect to get the reply? Then you start misunderstanding yourself. Start doing things you are not supposed to do. And start causing problems for yourself. And the person will be like, what did I do? I don't do anything. Normally everybody, in fact, all ladies are jealous. But we have some jealous lady on a high level. When I mean high level, you know what I mean by high level. So if there is someone that that you don't take shit, you don't take trash, learn to open your mouth and ask questions. If you don't trust your man, there will be a misunderstanding. If you don't ask questions, there will be a misunderstanding. If you don't talk to your partner, there will be a misunderstanding. If you don't joke with your partner, there will be a misunderstanding. So there are so many things that can happen that will lead to misunderstanding. And once you have misunderstanding in your family, there is a problem. Don't forget to follow your girl for Mystery Comedy on this channel. I'm going to be dropping next video, probably maybe in the evening or tomorrow morning, on this same topic, misunderstanding, that I'll be bringing so many points from it. See you guys later. Bye. I love you.